Hey guys, it is Spooky Noodles, and I am here with the book tag. And the book tag is called, oh crap, I forgot it. That's not what it's called. I actually forgot the book tag. That's very, oh, didn't mean to hit that. Unprofessional of me. It's the Monster Mash book tag. There we go, guys. It's the Monster Mash book tag. And I have answered some questions. I've written them down on my computer, so if you see me not looking at the camera, I apologize. Like I've said in the past, I'm not much of a camera looker, so yeah. So let's get started with this book tag. And let's see here. Number one question is, I was working in the lab late one night. What's a book that kept you up at night? And well, my answer is this. No book has really scared me per se, but The October Boys by Adam Millard was a fun read, and I've had plenty of nights where I just can't seem to put the book down. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I don't own the copy of the book. It was an ebook, so I apologize. I always say like I'll put it somewhere up here, but I always forget to, or I don't know how to. So let's just move on to the question number two. Question number two is, my eyes beheld an eerie sight. What was the weirdest or creepiest thing you've ever read in a book? And I'm gonna have to go with a scene from The Exorcist. And that is, well, first of all, it's a tricky one because things aren't really creepy for me. I think the creepiest thing I've read in a book so far was when the priest in The Exorcist finds out that the recording that he records of the girl that's being possessed by Pazuzu is in reverse. And when they played it in reverse, it's saying Miriam over and over again, his name. So I thought that was pretty creepy. That's The Exorcist. Get a jolt from my electrodes. This is question number 3. Name a book that completely shocked or surprised you. And I'm gonna go with The Traveling Vampire Show. Yep. By Richard Lehman. Anyone that has read the book all the way through to the end knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say that the ending just comes out of nowhere. So that's The Traveling Vampire Show. Very good book. Very good book. It's one of my favorites. Alright, number 4. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. Name your favorite monster or villain from a book. Now this one was a little tough for me. Because most of the villains I have in books, they're like the books that I've read. The monsters don't really say much, you know, like Fear, the monster doesn't have a single line, but it's creepy, you know. Prank Night, the book I'm currently reading, the monster doesn't have a single line, but it's killing people off. So, you know, I'm into creature features, and a lot of the creature features, the monsters don't say nothing, so, or don't say anything. So, but I went with, once again, and let me grab the book over here. The Exorcist. And I'm going to go with the Pazuzu, the demon from The Exorcist, the one that's possessing Reagan. The monster, I guess you could say, said the darndest things and was ultimately an evil to overcome. That's what I wrote. So, yeah, Pazuzu was very creepy and said some things like, "Your mother sucks cock in hell." So, yeah. Question number 5. Whatever happened to the Transylvania twist? Name a book that was super hyped when it came out, but no one talks about it anymore. My answer? Honestly, this is a hard question. I'm going to go with The Outsider by Stephen King. It was super popular when it came out, and it was a wonderful book, but nobody talks about it anymore, and I don't know why. It's one of Stephen King's best books, period. I don't, you can argue with me, you know, it's him in his prime, like, it was a good book. I mean, I never thought someone could make a semen spitting monster scary, but he did. So, yeah. Number 6, they did the mash. The monster mash. Name your favorite book that was a mash up of 2 or more genres. And my answer is, I'm going to give it 2 answers to this question. Both stories are mixed between science fiction and horror. The short story, The Fly, by I'm going to say his name wrong, George Langland, and The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. Both stories are very good, mixed between the genres, and I enjoyed them a lot. The Fly is about a guy who, he turns into a fly, basically. He mutates into a fly, like half fly, half man creature, and then the other part of him is a fly, part man. So, like, yeah, it's a very creepy story. It's very short, but it's very good, and I like The Fly a lot. Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. If anyone has read it, they know what kind of classic it is. Written really early. Basically, this guy, it's have you ever seen The Incredible Hulk, where he gets mad and turns into a monster? Well, The Incredible Hulk is basically based on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The guy turns into this monster and causes mayhem, and his personality changes, and yeah. But that's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and The Fly. 2 science fiction horrors that I absolutely love. And I was gonna put the Where They Came From, or whatever it's called. I'm blanking on the name of the book, by Campbell. I forget his first name. John Campbell, I think. I'm solely blanking. He wrote basically the inspiration for The Thing, which is my favorite movie of all time. Like, The Fly's up there, Aliens up there. I love sci-fi and horror. They just go together like they should go together. Yeah, those 2 books are a mix between sci-fi and horror, and I absolutely love them. So let's go on to question number 7. It was a graveyard smash. What is your favorite horror book? Oh, this is a hard one. Okay. My answer is, right now, I have to say it's tied between The Traveling Vampire Show by Richard Lehman. So let me grab Traveling Vampire Show by Richard Lehman. And if I can get it, Pet Sematary by Stephen King. Alright. So, The Traveling Vampire Show is a coming-of-age story about 3 friends and their journey to the Traveling Vampire Show that is being hosted in the abandoned Jenks Field. I believe that's what it's called anyway. And everyone knows what Pet Sematary is about, but if you need a refresher, it's about a man whose cat dies and is reborn when buried in a Native American burial ground. And I say Native American because I hate when people say Indian burial ground. I am not a Native American, but I do believe that it's wrong to call someone an Indian when they're not from India. But that's just me. I don't mean to be political or anything like that, but yeah. But anyways, he buries his cat in the Native American burial ground, and it comes back to life, but it's not the same as it was before. And like I said, The Traveling Vampire Show, just amazing book, honestly. Anyone who says this is not, like, Lehman in his prime, I'd have to say they're kind of crazy, because this was written in like 2002, right before he died, I think. Or at least it was released. It was released in March 2001. copyright of Richard Lehman in 2000. So, yeah, he died in like 2003, I think. And honestly, this is such a good book. Such a good book. I don't care if, like, you know, it has a bunch of questions that have like lame answers to them, but the ending is just so phenomenal. Like, I was so into this book. Like, I could not put this book down, y'all. So anyone who says this isn't like prime Lehman is like crazy. I think this is Lehman's best book, and I've read 3 books by him so far. I've read this, The Woods Are Dark, and I cannot finish Bite, y'all. Bite is so bad. I will finish it, and do a review, and it will be like 2 stars. It's so bad. But yeah, that's question number 7. Question number 8. The scene was rocking. All were digging the sounds. What's your favorite song based on a book or book that features music? Now, this one, I answered it, but now that I'm thinking about it, I can't think of a song that's based on a book, or reverse, where a book is based on a song, you know? Or did I say that wrong? I probably said that wrong, but you know what I mean. But what I said was, this is another hard question. Well, the October Boys has an ice cream truck man's jingle. So an ice cream truck jingle. So does that count? And number 9, tell them Boris sent you. What is your go-to book recommendation? And I have to go with 2 books, if I can find them. Alright, I found them. And if the person seems interested in coming-of-age horror, I definitely recommend Fear by Ronald Kelly. I haven't finished it yet, but it has been an unforgettable journey so far, and I'm absolutely digging the characters. I'd also recommend The Ruins by Scott Smith. People say the characters aren't enjoyable to read, but I found it fun to read what happens to these dodo birds when the horrible situation arises. So, yeah, and if you need to know what these 2 books are about, this one is about a boy who, growing up back in the day, like in the 40s, a 10-year-old Jeb Sweeney. Anyways, there's police outside. Whoops. Anyways, there's a monster going on. The monster hunting animals, and eventually it hunts humans, and it's very, very, very creepy. That's a terrible description, but like, my ADD is crazy right now, and now I'm thinking, oh my god, there's police outside? Why is there police outside? What did I do now? But that's Fear by Ronald Kelly. I'm still reading that book. And Ruins is about this group of people who do stupid stuff and end up on a like an Aztec temple type thing, and they're just dying slowly, and it's fun to read. It's long too, but I listen to the audiobook, so it went by quickly. Number 10. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. I said that wrong, but for you, the living, this mash was meant to. Who do you tag? And I'm gonna tag 2 people. I'm gonna tag my buddy Edward Lorn, and I'm gonna tag Are You Into Horror? So 2 great channels. Obviously, if you are a fan of this channel, you probably are a fan of their channels. So go check them out. I hope they do this tag. Edward Lorn probably won't. He has a lot on his plate, but maybe Are You Into Horror will, since I'm not the first one to tag him in this. He's excellent, by the way. His favorite books are like Boy's Life and Mystery Walk, Summer of Night. So He kind of has, like, I wouldn't say similar taste to what I have, but he has very good taste in books. So I definitely, and Edward Lorn, you know, he's a Stephen King fan. So yeah. Bonus question. What is your favorite thing about Halloween? My answer is Halloween is very wonderful because it's where I can be creepy, and instead of being called a weirdo, I'm just normal. Oh, and the candy, of course. And that's why I have this right here. Candy. So, yeah. Tell me what you guys think. What is your answers to this? If you want to be tagged, do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yeah. I'm gonna end this video by taking out my tortoise. There he is. Little guy's sleeping. I'm bothering him. Look at him, he's so cute. Yeah. There he goes, Lula. I hope you guys enjoyed this Monster Mash book tag. I love the Monster Mash. I've been singing it all day yesterday. I've been also singing "This is Halloween, everybody make a scream." So yeah. Halloween's over though, and it's November 1st, so we're on to my second favorite holiday, and that is Thanksgiving. Now, I don't think there's any Thanksgiving themed books out there, but I'm gonna finish Prank Night, and then I'm gonna finish Fear by Ronald Kelly. So that's the plan for November. And if I get to any other books, there's a book called The Reddening, I think it's called, by Adam Neville, I think his name is. That one just came out, and I got it, so I'm very interested in seeing what it's about. But as always, oh, and I hear it's folk horror, and I actually want to make a folk horror story, so it's good to hear folk horror stories, like read them, so you get a good feel about them. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy, and as always, I hope you have a spooky night and a spooky day, and